Hi guys, Figure-Boi here, back with another video, and today I'm going to do my Smyths haul, which I ordered these two San Diego Comic-Con exclusives off the Smyths website instead of actually going to the shop to get them, because I thought it'd be probably easier and it means I don't have to go through all that effort to, you know, traipse out the house and all that. But also because there's another Comic-Con exclusive that probably, well, I mean, I'd considered getting it, but then in the end, there was like some kind of My Hero Academia one. The character, which essentially is a cross between Yoda and Robin in terms of his design and character. If you look at the mask and, you know, the size of him as well and his role in the story. I mean, he doesn't look like Yoda, but he's almost like a human Yoda with like a Robin mask, essentially. But in the end, I thought he's not really that interesting enough to get, because there is another My Hero pop I want to get, but struggling to get it here. But yeah, I thought if I saw it in the shop, I would buy it for the sake of it. So I'm glad, you know, I had this option instead. And it wasn't too bad. $14.99 each, so essentially like 30 quid for the two. Well, 2p less than that, but whatever, just to round it up. But yeah, so let's have a look, because you're probably wondering, why would you want an America Chavez pop? You might be able to understand the Bambi, you know, Disney classics and all, but yeah, let's just look at the boxes and I'll explain myself. So nothing else advertised on the back, but you can get the rabbit as well, which I saw in the Entertainer recently. So there are more characters in this Disney Classics Bambi line, but not like an official line, because, you know, it doesn't have all the characters in the set, because I think so far there's only this one and that other one that I just mentioned. So maybe they'll do more. But yeah, I have no plans to get a Godzilla with this. I'm happy with just Bambi with the butterfly on his tail. It's not the only new Bambi they've done since the original one that was discontinued, vaulted, whatever, retired, whatever phrase you want to use. It's just that I like this idea of Disney Classics line, especially because they're supposed to be doing like a lot of the old Mickey Mouse characters, but yet to see them officially announced, but hopefully very soon, because there's already pictures of those products in like a shop. But like I mentioned this ages ago, that shows how long it's been, and they still haven't announced them. So hopefully soon, if they've actually started releasing some Disney classics, because I remember there being a list, and I thought they were going to do a new Robin Hood, but that hasn't happened. Because it's almost like, if you're going to do the thing with Comic-Con, it's almost like I wish you'd do like new molds for like long vaulted characters that haven't already had new versions made, because, you know, Bambi has had like I swear you had like the one of him slipping on the ice, and then they came out with like an artist series version, like it was the same one but like with a different, you know, paint over it and whatever. So this, at least it's like new, but it's almost like, and it's, I suppose it's kind of good for me, because it's almost like the first new one was part of a subscription box, which obviously him and his normal color scheme. Then they came out with like the new one, like I just said, with the artist series version. So I suppose it's better now that they've actually come out with a new one. It isn't like exactly the same as the new one they've already done, but with its like normal, with his normal like color scheme or whatever. So yeah, and not too hard to get, it seems, because you can get this both at Smyths and Forbidden Planet, and I believe he's also being sold on the Funko Europe site, but I don't know if he's sold out yet. I haven't been keeping track of that since I ordered a ton of exclusives I wanted from them, but I'm still awaiting the parcel. But hopefully as soon as it arrives, I'll do a video on that. So that's all I have to really say about this one, other than it's yeah, both of the figures here have figure stands, but I think they're glued on, which is probably for the best, because I don't think he'd be able to stand in this case. But yeah, very cute deer. Very nice. So there you go. Very cute. So I have to put that in the Disney section of my cabinet. And also coming on the spots there. I haven't got anything to say about the paint. Really, just smooth. Because some people, yeah, I've just been reminded of this video I saw recently where someone, I think it was on Pawn Stars or something, was trying to sell a Stan Lee exclusive. Yeah, he was trying to sell it to them, but obviously they were doing this test to see if it was fake or not. And then this guy came around, even though the signature was like confirmed to probably be real, they turned around and looked at the paint and said, "Oh no, it's got to be fake, you know, because the paint is crap." Trust me, like, I was going to comment on this, like, but it's like, I mean, admittedly, even I don't know how, like, exactly how limited this Stan Lee was, but regardless of what it was limited to, Funko has been known to have like really bad quality control issues. So, in other words, it's almost like the worse of the paint, the more likely it's going to be real, or even if like you wouldn't be able to tell the difference anyway, you know. But yeah. But I'm convinced that Stan Lee was probably real, so I'm hoping that the guy didn't sell it off for like the cheaper price. He's so stupid to do that, but he should probably just keep it for himself. Anyway, moving on to Marvel, talking about Stan Lee, we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, America Chavez. So, not a fan of the comic book equivalent of the character for a number of reasons, but I can't say I'm a massive expert on the comic version. I can only go by what I've heard about them, but yeah, shouldn't sound all that great. But I didn't have an issue with her, MCU equivalent. She wasn't irritating or whatever. They didn't go too in your face, considering she has an LGBT flag there. So it didn't feel like, I didn't feel like her character was defined by her sexuality or anything. But yeah, I didn't mind her, and I think she's going to play a bigger role in the future movies, considering she has like multiversal powers, and the whole thing now is like the whole multiverse and stuff. So like her powers like don't seem that stupid, and I mean the whole star thing is kind of cool, kind of strange. I wouldn't say necessarily cringy at the same time. Sort of. I think the reason I got this because it reminds me of that pop I bought from The Incredibles, where it's obviously it's not like a very important character or anything, but they like had this really kind of cool like thing, like portal or whatever around them. This was the Void one from Incredibles 2. It's a bit like that, where it's almost like I've kind of bought this primarily for how like detailed it is and whatnot. And if I'm gonna get a pop of her, you know, I'd rather get her from this film, because I didn't hate it. Like, there's a lot of problems with these latest Marvel films, the more they're explained to me. But I'm too busy gawping over a certain Wanda Maximoff to really be able to tell what's going on. So, there you go. But is this version compared to the normal version, which is a bit more basic. So I'm glad I waited and got this one instead. Don't know if it will shoot up in value or anything, but I think it will really stand out. So I'll put her next to Wong. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about it, to be honest. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what else I want to say. Oh yeah, I mean, and she wasn't too bad as almost, you know, being almost like, I don't know if you could really say this, but it's almost like, she was almost like a daughter figure to Doctor Strange, I guess, and he was like the father figure, so I didn't mind that dynamic. I mean, you could probably be asking for point evidence explanation for that, but that's how I thought it was going to go, and in a way, it could be said, you could say that, but we don't really know what her connection was to Doctor Strange, that alternate version, and he's not featured here. It was a Defender Strange. I don't know what her initial connection to him was. I mean, they could have explored. There's a lot of stuff they could have explored. But hopefully, maybe in the future movies they could do that. Or they won't bother and just make it the bestest ever or something. I don't know. But anyway, those are the two exclusives. There you go, that I bought. If you like this video, please leave a like. Subscribe, comment if you can. And I always appreciate the people that check out my videos. Cheers.